Welcome. I am Ambika Devi, your expert astrologer and mind tamer, here to answer all of your questions about relationships, relocation, career, and timing for individuals, couples, and businesses. I have published in periodicals since 1987, and I have appeared on the Learning Channel as a relationship expert astrologer. Visit ambikadevi.com. That's AMBIKADEVI.com, and find all of my newest happenings, interviews of me, my books, and subscribe to my blog. While you're there, visit my calendar and set up your next appointment. I look forward to seeing you. And remember, the stars are here to guide us, and I am your navigator. Courageous Fire, February 2026, Astrology Forecast. Fire at the threshold, fog in the mind, courage in the heart. We can almost hear the crackling sparks of February as it arrives. This is not a quiet month. It pops, gallops, and burns through misguided beliefs and outdated choices. Small inner shifts ripple outward faster than expected. Choose wisely. Fire rewards clarity. A Leo full moon opens the month. We begin February under a full moon in Leo on the 1st, spotlighting visibility, creativity, and the hunger to be seen. Notice who insists on center stage, others and yourself included. This lunation favors introspective writing, visioning, and creative declaration. Yet the force of the fire element will require more than a pocket fidget. Put your dreams on paper in detail. Name them. Shape them. Let them see the light. Uranus turns direct. The circuit reboots. On February 4, Uranus in Taurus stations direct. And what's been stalled begins to move abruptly and a bit wonky. Progress resumes in unexpected ways. The next day, on February 5th, Mercury squares Uranus, delivering surprising information, sharp insights, and speculative conversations. Inspiration and overload also sit at the same table. Be extra gentle with your nervous system. You are not meant to process everything at once. Mercury and Venus soften the field. Mercury enters Pisces on February 6, shifting the mental climate from logic to intuition. Words blur into feelings. Dreams speak louder than spreadsheets. Trust impressions and be sure to verify facts later. On February 8, Venus squares Uranus, stirring restlessness in relationships and values. The desire for freedom is strong, but impulsive moves can bruise tender bonds. This is not a rebellion for rebellion's sake. It is renegotiation without cruelty. Speak with compassion. Avoid rigidity. Freedom that harms others is not freedom. It is defensive escape. When Venus enters Pisces on February 10, the tone softens dramatically. This is a window for reconciliation, forgiveness, romance, and gentle connection. Lead with the heart, not the scorecard. Saturn enters Aries. Fire meets form. February 14, Saturn steps deliberately into Aries, where he will remain until April 2028. Aries is the first spark, the moment a seed decides to sprout. Saturn resists unchecked growth. Together, they ask a serious question. What are you willing to commit to long term? This transit activates the house Saturn occupies in your chart and demands responsibility, courage, and self-leadership. You will need a clear plan, at least one accountability ally, brutal honesty with yourself. Saturn's nature is to slow growth. You may feel the urge to retreat or push an idea to the back burner. Be prepared to stand your ground. Conflicts may arise. Retreat will not solve them. Integrity will. Mid-month tensions and a solar eclipse. On February 16, the Sun squares Uranus while Mercury trines Jupiter. Big ideas, big egos, and big opinions collide. Choose kindness in communication. Logic can be eclipsed by pride if you are not paying attention. February 17 is pivotal. A new moon in Aquarius, an annular solar eclipse, and Lunar New Year, ushering in the year of the fire horse. Expect headlines alongside personal revelations around belonging, community, and identity. Aquarius asks where you fit in. The eclipse asks whether you still want to. The fire horse does not walk. He gallops, fast, dramatic, and unforgiving of self-deception. This energy exposes weak structures and outdated habits. The only way to ride it is radical honesty about your focus. Pisces season and the dissolving future. On 18 February, the Sun enters Pisces, and reality loosens its grip. What no longer belongs to your future may vanish suddenly. Networks, technologies, alliances, and communal structures come under review. Some affiliations won't survive scrutiny. New ones may form quickly. Be courageous with making your own personal choices. Seeds planted now carry long-term consequences, even if they feel subtle today. Saturn, Neptune at 0 degrees Aries, a new world cycle. On February 20, Saturn and Neptune form a conjunction at 0 degrees Aries, initiating a new 36-year cycle. Saturn builds, Neptune dissolves. Together, they rewrite boundaries, both personal and global. The last time these two met in 1989 in Capricorn, the Berlin Wall fell, and the world reorganized overnight. This new conjunction carries Aries courage and impulse into uncertain terrain. Expect instability, inspiration, and contested realities, especially within governments, systems, and digital spaces. Aquarius themes amplify electricity, the internet, manipulation, and mass influence. This year's first Mercury retrograde. On February 26, Mercury turns retrograde in Pisces, lasting through March 20. Emotional sensitivity increases. Confusion resurfaces. Memory blurs. On February 28th, Mercury conjuncts Venus. Be cautious with attractions, promises, and ideals. What feels magnetic may be fleeting. Let time test it. Will you smolder or blaze? February 2026 is intense and it is meaningful. Small internal adjustments ripple outward more than you realize. Practice understanding without self-betrayal. Adaptation is not surrender. Uphold your standards quietly. You do not need to convince anyone. Turn rising emotions into writing. Let your journal hold what does not need to become a public battlefield. This month's fire is real. The choice is how you gather the reins and guide it. Riding the fire with you. Keep looking up. The stars are here to guide us, and I am your navigator. With love, Ambika Devi. This is Ambika Devi. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to visit my site and subscribe to my blog so you catch every new article I release. Visit my calendar and set up your first appointment with me so that we can take you on the path of transformation. The link is in the show notes.